Alrighty guys, welcome to another episode. Today we're gonna check out Manus.AI. It recently came out, and to be honest, for me it definitely changed a lot because I'm basically constantly full of ideas, and for me it was really important to make sure those ideas are well researched and I actually understand what I will be going into doing that. So compared to ChatGPT or whatever, for example, if you add ideas to ChatGPT, what you get is basically some generic evaluation of it. But what I really like about Manus.AI, it actually goes online and does the research for you. The difference compared to ChatGPT or the other language models in that case is for sure you have that here as well, which is a chat function, but you also have like this so-called agentic mode. And this is where the real power is. But compared to the other models, it actually takes its time, similarly to ChatGPT operator, to actually do the work for you. And that it takes a little bit of time is actually a good thing. So what we want to find out today is basically if Manus can help me basically as a co-founder think an idea through and give me all the ins and outs, so I have a better understanding of how fruitful or how much potential the idea has, and inevitably how much money we can make with that. I'm currently working on my own business. It's a SaaS. It is called Idea Radar. It's basically business ideas on tap, where I leverage different AI models to help me evaluate that. And I'm currently working on it still, but at some point I will definitely showcase. However, so everything I've done with that business model, Manus.AI was incredibly helpful and helped me build out the entire strategy and even to the prompt writing and whatsoever. So for today, I have another idea, and I actually found that yesterday through a Reddit scrape, and I do think it could be something to look at. So we're gonna check that in now. What I've done before the show, I actually prepped that prompt, and for many of you, maybe you don't know that or don't do it, but in general, your prompt engineering is absolutely key. So one thing about Manus, you need to be really specific about your prompts and not just shit in, shit out, basically. So what I do is basically I write my prompts in ChatGPT, and then sometimes tell ChatGPT, ask me additional questions about that prompt, which could help you to tailor it a little bit better. And then it comes up with questions, things I personally wouldn't have thought about. And then it gets a little bit more narrow, more specific. The more specific your prompt engineering is, the better the outcome will be. So for today, I already prepped that prompt. We're just gonna chuck that in now. So I'm gonna show you the capabilities. The business idea itself is basically, nowadays a lot of people going in therapy, so I do like that aspect of having basically a dashboard for your therapy, and it's basically the illusion of progress in therapy. You just go to a therapist and just keep talking about it. So let's look at that. Seems like the two Reddit signals, there was a topic which got discussed. So let's get started and chuck in that prompt. As you can see, it's all beautifully designed from ChatGPT already, and really in detail what we want out of that today. So let's get the ball rolling. Quickly about that, would be the chat function, that's the agent, and that's basically the adaptive function of it. Okay, let's go. Alrighty. In that case, just a couple of other things. What I really do like is if we want to make any iterations right now, we still will be able to add that to the prompt, and Manus.AI could make those changes. ChatGPT doesn't do that, so that's a bit annoying. As you can see, it starts fully working. It will have 1 out of 6 tasks to accomplish, and the beautiful part is you actually can see what it does. it will open up a internet window and goes online for you. It actually browses the website, and I really like that because you get real-time live data. So to speed this all up a little bit today, I've actually already created that prompt before, because I know it can take some time sometimes. So I think the longest one I had was like roughly around like 20 minutes or so. But I mean, luckily it did a phenomenal job in actually delivering me really valuable data. So let's, in that case, skip the queue. We got here, where is it? Manus computer, mental health progress tracker, exactly. I already did that before. Let's have a quick look what it does. It's a comprehensive research. Basically, let's look at the idea itself. Starts with the executive summary. What's the concept? What would be the market rating, basically, or the potential rating? What market we are going into? And it's obviously really important aspects. Let's say you want to start a business, and I've started many businesses where I haven't done that. And was basically, it took me 2 to 3 years to basically fully understand it. So what Manus.AI can do, it basically can do 80% of your research, so you at least know what you're going into without just stumbling into the next disaster. So, but you also need to kind of understand what are the key metrics to look at. And due to its research capabilities, I think it is a phenomenal job in finding that out, really data backed, basically. So, okay, what we got, it's a growing market. Mental health apps represent one of the fastest growing healthcare segments. A clear market gap. There's no dominant player specifically focused on therapy progress visualization. Also amazing. I'm a big fan of if there is a gap in the market. In that case, I definitely will go back and do my own research on top of that, just to understand that all a little bit better. And yeah, another obviously super important part are the trends and tailwinds, which will be supporting that. And then in a couple of other future videos, we will go into developing that, actually building basically a so-called MVP, minimal viable product, comes out of the Lean Startup. If you don't know it, a fantastic book. I highly recommend it. So there's another feature which so first of all, let's go back to that. Obviously, you can see it did a really detailed analysis. What are the major roadblocks? What I personally do is I always download that as a PDF. Just heads up, it's a Chinese company, so don't really download any code or whatever, you know, when we don't upload your personal details and whatsoever. So for that, yeah, exactly. So what do I say? I want to basically jump into sometimes to understand and actually get a little bit of visual of how things could look like. I basically would scrape the idea and see, okay, hey, that could be something more or less. I just do a rough scan. Okay, competition, funding, risk level, etc., competitive advantages, etc., etc. And what is the MVP, the execution, basically. What I find, Manus.AI is mostly developing it, how do you say? I think it's mostly developing super big. I'm a big fan of MVPs because it actually helps me to break it down to a point where I say, okay, I can pull this off, or I can at least try out a test the market with some sort of idea, like apps like Lovable or whatsoever. You can just really mock up an easy MVP and just have a landing page and maybe get your first clients going. So leading into that, this is exactly what I've done before. I've built already, based on that, a landing page, and what Manus.AI does incredibly well, creating visuals. And sometimes the visual part is just helping me just to, okay, fuck yeah, this is really looking really good. I really like that. Why not? Let's tackle that. So you can see all the jobs it's done, and let's have a quick look underneath here. As you can see at the moment, jumping quickly back to that, you can see it's going online and analyzing those websites with the task we started before. Let's have a quick look if it built the landing page for us. I hope it did it. Okay. Okay, exactly. I prompted that before already. So build out a potential landing page for me. We're looking at include decision and make it look nice. Let's have a quick look. Allow this task. Exactly, quickly allow this task. Yeah, let's have a quick look. And as you can see, it works parallel, so it does multiple things at the same time. And I'm super curious to see how the landing page is gonna look like. An additional part, obviously it creates a really detailed and comprehensive summary and research of your ideas. What I then do sometimes, I just go into ChatGPT, chuck it in, and give me a summary of that, or like rip it apart and just work on that a little bit more. Okay, it looks like it created the website, so let's have a quick look how that would look like. I'm curious to see that. Okay, it's completely white. That is fantastic. Why is that? I had that already before once, and where is the website? Okay, there you go. It created some sort of dashboard. Usually you actually can see that as a website, but it looks like it just created an app dashboard or whatsoever. Obviously, it's graphically or design-wise not the most amazing. I feel like AI is still lacking in design capabilities. Nobody really has hacked that yet, but I'm pretty sure I can do another one on that soon. But overall, you get a little bit of glimpse of where the journey might or could go. There you go. Just create another picture. It's a bit basic though. I was really hoping that it generates a beautiful website for us. It usually does that. Don't know why it didn't work. Okay. Anyway, set to private. Okay. Okay. Let's have a quick look. Let's check it. Can't see the page, website. Okay. There you go. Let's see what it does. I had that issue before, and it solved fairly quickly. So let's see what it does, and then what it comes back to us. There you go. The website is fully deployed and accessible for any device. Okay. Whatever. Nope, that is not working today. So it is not the best example, but I promise you, it definitely did a phenomenal job in actually pulling off a website recently. But I can't access the page. The page. I can't. Let's see what it does. I hope it pulls it off. That would be fairly embarrassing, especially for a podcast like that. But sometimes things don't work, and that's basically part of it. And let me check the deployment and provide an alternative solution. As I said, I had that before. I really want to see this page now. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, what else to say? Obviously, you can see on the left side, I have already the tasks I've been working on a lot recently. In terms of price, I personally find it fairly expensive. I'm on a Pro tier now, which was around like 200 US or so. But compared to what I'm getting out of it and doing that research on my own, I mean, absolutely worth it in my opinion. So we'll see about that. So looks like it's all taking a bit of time today. So unfortunately, let's see, I'm gonna have another look at that one again, but yeah, we already had a look at that. So yeah, hopefully it comes up at some point. If not, no dramas. I hope you guys like that. So overall summary, Manus.AI is a fantastic tool to use to evaluate your business ideas, get a glimpse of if there's actually something I could do. You could even feed it with some sort of skill set of yourself created before, maybe created in ChatGPT, and get a better understanding if that is actually something which would work for you or not. So sorry again that it didn't work with the landing page, but I promise you it actually does a phenomenal job in creating those landing pages. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. And if you like what you've seen today, give me a like and subscribe. And I hope to see you soon, guys.